Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're demystifying the magnificent structural evolution of ancient Indian temples. And we're going to do it by doing something incredibly simple. We're just going to look up. When you look at the roof lines of these towering structures, you aren't just seeing piled stone. You're actually witnessing centuries of innovation, cultural exchange, and pure engineering genius, all frozen in time. Here's how we're breaking it down today. First, we'll look at the Hybrid Vesara Style. Second, the 3 types of Shikharas. Third, we'll explore the Odisha subschool. And finally, we'll wrap up with the Black Pagoda, Konark.
All right, part 1, the Hybrid Vesara Style, blending the best of both worlds. Born under the Chalukya dynasty between the 6th and 8th centuries, the Vesara style is a remarkably smooth architectural blend. You can kind of think of these ancient builders as architectural remixers. They took the northern Nagara style and the southern Dravida style and seamlessly smoothed them together to create something entirely new and perfectly harmonious.
So what actually makes Vesara stand out? Well, it starts right from the ground up. The ground plans are often stellate, meaning they're literally shaped like stars. From there, you walk through an open ambulatory passageway to circle the inner sanctum. And looking up at the Vimana, or the tower, you'll notice the builders tweaked southern traditions by purposefully reducing the height of each heavily ornamented story. Oh, and inside, you'll find these breathtakingly decorated square or domical ceilings. To see what this looks like in reality, just take a look at the Ramalingeshvara temple. Notice those structured descending roof lines we just talked about? And pay close attention to the details here, because these temples are famous for miniature decorative pillars that hold immense artistic value all on their own. Literally, every single inch is designed to tell a visual story.
Moving on to part 2, 3 types of Shikharas, form dictated by the spire.
In the broader Nagara style, a temple is categorized entirely by the shape of its main tower, or Shikhara. The first, and honestly the most straightforward type, is the Latina, also known as Rekha-Prasad. It starts with a square base, and as it goes up, its walls gracefully curve inwards to meet at a single, elegant point at the very top. That peak right there is the Latina. If you've ever seen the Sun Temple at Markera, you've witnessed this beautiful peak reaching for the sky. Now contrast that soaring curve with our next type, the Phamsana. Think of this one as the stepped pyramid. It is much broader and a lot shorter. Instead of a smooth inward curve, the roof is made of numerous stone slabs that rise on a straight, gentle incline, meeting at a single point over the center of the building. You can see the Phamsana style in action right here on the Jagmohan of the Konark temple. Notice how those straight inclined slabs create this distinct, striking horizontal layered pyramid. Compared to the soaring verticality of the Latina, this design gives the whole structure a massive, incredibly grounded and solid feel. Our third Nagara type, the Vallabhi, totally breaks away from those single-point peaks. It features a rectangular base topped with a highly unique vaulted roof chamber. Because of this elongated curve, architects actually refer to these as wagon-vaulted buildings. It's super clear when you look at this vaulted design on the Nandi Devi temple at Jogeshwar. I mean, it looks exactly like a covered wagon, doesn't it? The roof arches completely over a rectangular space rather than tapering to a vertical point. It's honestly just a fantastic architectural solution for covering an elongated internal space, and it wonderfully diversifies the skyline of ancient India. All right, part 3, the Odisha subschool, a regional masterclass. Flourishing between the 11th and 13th centuries, the Odisha school carved out a brilliant regional variation of the Nagara style, and they introduced some unbelievably bold innovations. Their main tower, called the Dual, rises almost strictly vertically before suddenly and sharply curving inward at the very top. Actually, scratch that. The most mind-blowing part? They started using iron girders instead of traditional stone pillars for porch support. It's an absolute masterclass in medieval metallurgy. Let's compare these components side by side for a second. Notice the towering Rekha-Dela positioned directly over the main shrine. Now contrast that with the stepped Pitara-Dela halls leading up to it. You can trace that dramatic vertical rise on the Rekha-Dela before its sudden curve at the peak. It creates a beautifully logical stepped progression from the outer halls straight into the sacred center. Which brings us to part 4, the Black Pagoda, Konark, the sun god's giant chariot. This entire evolutionary journey we've been on culminates in one spectacular UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Konark Sun Temple.
built in 1250 CE. To truly grasp its mind-boggling scale, you first have to visualize a specific number, 24. The ancient architects designed the base of this massive temple with 24 giant, intricately carved stone wheels. And those massive wheels are symbolically pulled by 7 colossal stone horses. By engineering it this way, the builders effectively turned the entire architectural footprint into a giant chariot dedicated to Surya, the sun god. It is frozen in stone, yet looks as though it could literally roll across the sky at any moment.
And here is the masterpiece. European sailors historically called it the Black Pagoda because its towering dark roof served as a crucial navigational landmark. But its true precision wasn't just for sailors. It was cosmic. The temple, whose name blends Kona for corner and Arka for sun, was engineered so flawlessly that the first morning sun rays would perfectly reflect off a diamond placed right at the center of the main idol. It isn't just a building, it's a giant, incredibly complex astronomical instrument.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this to ponder. Were these sloping roofs, vaulted chambers, and towering spires purely the result of divine inspiration? Or did the harsh realities of torrential monsoons and the strict limits of medieval metallurgy truly dictate their final forms? The big takeaway here is that architecture is always a fascinating, ongoing conversation between human imagination and physical reality. Keep looking up, and we'll see you in the next explainer.